fans, Jason here, and today's founder is William Barron. Now, William Barron comes from the Barron naval family of the American founding. Uh, this particular Barron serves in the American Revolutionary War. He has, I believe, they were nephews, were very important to the First Barbary War, Second Barbary War, War of 1812, the second kind of generation of American naval heroes. So this gentleman comes from a very important naval family, although he is one of the much lesser known American founders. So, William Barron, as I said, from Virginia, part of a naval family, has siblings, joining the this and that. He honed his craft as a seaman on merchant ships, trading variety of products, and I should note, including slaves early in his years. Although he was just working his way up, learning the ship, it wasn't his ship at that point. When the Revolutionary War begins, he signs up with the fledgling Continental Navy, obviously, and he's actually named a lieutenant on a new ship called the Boston. Now, the Boston, obviously, it's a warship. It's supposed to attack enemies at sea, but its first job is to transport a few people to Europe, and among these people being sent to Europe is a new diplomat. You might know him. His name is John Adams. Yes, the Boston carrying John Adams for the first time across the ocean to Europe. William Barron is one of the people on the ship. Now, on the way, they see a French ship. They've not yet established a treaty or relationship with the French yet at this point, but the French and the Americans are being pretty cool to each other. So while they're traveling, they see the French ship, and what they're going to do is fire a cannon to signify to the other ship their friendly intentions. At the time, there were a variety of ways that ships would communicate with each other, with the way they raised and lowered their flags, the way they fired cannons and guns, and this was to be a shot simply to say, "Hi, how you doing? We're friends here." Unfortunately, weaponry at the time was not perfect, and sometimes cannons exploded. And when they shot off this friendly shot, the cannon exploded, and William Barron was standing right next to it when it exploded, and his leg was shattered. I should warn you, I should have already warned you, this gets a little gross. I will try and make it as not gross as possible, but ship explodes. I'm sorry, not the ship, just the cannon. The ship's fine. The ship explodes. Barron's leg essentially explodes. My lights fall down and scare the life out of me and my cat. And Barron is taken to back. Now, there is a ship's doctor, and the ship's doctor immediately recommends amputation. Fix my light. The ship's doctor recommends amputation. They put a tourniquet on, and they start sawing. And it is a horrific scene. I don't know if you've ever, not that I've ever seen a real amputation, but you can imagine it is absolutely terrible. Now, while he's going through this painful, awful experience, William Barron is being held in the arms of John Adams. John Adams actually assists with the amputation of this man. While he's getting his legs sawed off, Barron is in extreme pain, and he begs this new diplomat on his way to Europe, John Adams, to take care of his wife and daughter should he not survive. We don't know exactly what was said. Most of this story actually comes from John Adams' diary, but it seems that John Adams kept his promise, because after 11 painful days, William Barron does die. He's buried at sea. It's weighed down with cannonballs. He's tied to not a raft, but a coffin, essentially. They weigh it down. They drop it in the ocean. Presumably, he's still in the middle of the Atlantic. Adams does seem to keep his word, though we don't know exactly if he establishes any relationship with Barron's family. Again, they're in Virginia. He would eventually establish a relationship with some of William's nephews, because they would fight in the quasi-war that President Adams would oversee. Adams does write a letter as soon as he gets to France. Writes a letter to the Continental Congress on William's behalf, and later on, William's daughter actually does receive the half-pay pension that would be given to soldiers or their families. So, just to sum up, John Adams held a man while his leg was amputated, and then kept his promise to contact the family and look after the family of that soldier who, in a very friendly fire incident, gave his life for the American cause that, well, John Adams would eventually become the leader of about 20 years later. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely hit like and subscribe for more American Revolution, if I can get it out of my mouth, 7 days a week.